John Rutter was born in London and studied music at Clare College, Cambridge. He first came to notice as a composer during his student years, where much of his early work consisted of church music and other choral pieces, including Christmas carols. For a number of years he was director of music at Clare College, and in 1979 he left this post to focus on composition and conducting. John has produced concert-length works such as Requiem, Magnificat, Mass of the Children, The Gift of Life and Visions, and of course these are performed all around the world. His music has also been featured in a number of British royal occasions, including the two most recent royal weddings. However, John is probably most famous for his wonderful hymn settings for choirs, the Christmas carols with those instantly recognisable orchestrations, and the bigger choral works such as the Gloria. To my delight, after writing to John to tell him about this series, he sent me a video introduction that you're about to see. Enjoy this and the solo performance of this chosen work, Look at the World. It's sung beautifully here by Captain Rebekah Swyers of the North and South Carolina Division.
Hello Nathan, John Rutter here, speaking to you from my home in England. And I'm delighted, may I say, to be speaking to a member of the Salvation Army. One of my earliest childhood memories was looking down from the window of my parents' apartment, which stood opposite Baker Street Station in central London. And the Salvation Army Citadel was quite nearby, and the band would often play as people emerged from the underground. I remember them and their courage and their faith most fondly. Well, you've asked me for the background to Look at the World, and I've been casting back in my mind. Behind pretty well any piece of music there's a story, and I think it was Irving Berlin who was asked, with you, Mr. Berlin, what comes first, the words or the music? And he said, generally the phone call. And it was actually a phone call in the case of Look at the World. I was working at home. The year was 1995, I think, and I picked up the phone and a voice said, you as an expat Brit will recognise the name, said, hello, this is David Dimbleby here. And I thought, can it really be? But yes, it was, and he wanted to speak to me because he was at the time president of an organisation called the Council for the Protection of Rural England, which does all sorts of good work on behalf of the environment. And he said that they were celebrating an anniversary, and would I be willing to write a sort of theme song that would encapsulate their mission, their message, and be something that could be sung by children's choirs, adult choirs. It could be sung in church or anywhere really. And this was quite an interesting challenge. Now, one of the things I always do when I'm asked to write something that might be of a sacred nature is to look at all the best sources. I look at the Bible, the prayer book and all the rest of it. But I could not find anything really on the theme of saving the planet, the environment and our responsibility towards it. And when I find myself in that situation, that's when I write my own text. And Look at the World was born. And did the words or the music come first? I think they grew together. And from the first I had the idea of a chorus, a refrain that would be quite solid and rather hymn-like. And of course that comes around 4 times. But it would be preceded in each case by a verse that would be rather more light-hearted, rather childlike, rather pop song-like in a way. And so in a sense you've got 2 pieces in one. And I didn't know when I wrote it whether they would successfully combine into one piece of music. And of course, the words are so important. I always do consider those very, very carefully, what they are saying, whether I've written them or whether anyone's written them. And so I sat down, and words and music, I think, did grow together. I didn't know whether it would get just one performance. And I guess from the fact that you're working on it, Well, it's run to quite a lot more than one performance. I know it's been done in a number of languages and translated and sung quite widely around the world. That's something no composer can ever predict, but when it happened, of course, I was very pleased. I'm delighted that you have chosen it for one of your objects of study, and I certainly wish you well with it. Thank you for inviting me to speak about it, and the very best.
Look at the world, everything all around us. Look at the world and marvel every day. Look at the world, so many joys and wonders, so many miracles along our way. Praise to thee, O Lord, for all creation. Give us thankful hearts that we may see all the gifts we share and every blessing. All things come of thee. Look at the earth, bringing forth fruit and flower. Look at the sky, the sunshine and the rain. Look at the hills, look at the trees and mountains, valley and flowing river, field and plain. Praise to thee, O Lord, for all creation. Give us thankful hearts that we may see all the gift we share and every blessing. All things come of thee. Think of the spring, think of the warmth of summer, bringing the harvest before the winter's cold. Everything grows, everything has a season, till it is gathered to the Father's fold. Praise to thee, O Lord, for all creation. Give us thankful hearts that we may see all the gifts we share and every blessing. All things come of thee. Every good gift, all that we need and cherish, comes from the